Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Wassalatu wassalamu ala Rasulillah. Today in this video, we're going to talk about the subtle art of the discount. So everything is negotiable when you're in the Gulf countries, but not everything. So everything, but not everything. Okay. But I'll tell you, the natural way that most Arabs are is that they are naturally tujar, or business people. Okay, it's just a nat. That's just every culture has a thing that it's known for, that it is particularly prone to. Okay, and with Arabs, it's the art of conducting business. And when I first went overseas, I was amazed at when you look at what people call a developing country. I was amazed at how quickly things develop. Buildings, I mean, I'm talking about 10, 15-story buildings, schools, hotels. The infrastructure was just so rapidly growing, you know? And one thing I realized is that the Arab is very adept at setting up business. Now, running them is something different. Maybe we'll do another video on that. But in terms of the contracts and the contacts and the paperwork and the permits and all that stuff, plus the financial resources, he is very, very adept at being able to set up a business. Okay. Part of that is by his ability to be flexible in his dealings. So when you go places, you go into the markets and you want to buy something, you know, because they have this businessman like nature, this merchant nature, you know, almost everything is negotiable. Okay. I'm going to cover a way that you should not negotiate. And you're going to see this and you're going to think it works, but it actually, it has some negative effects to it. Before I get into that, please don't forget to like and subscribe and share the channel. I always say that, you know, there's an expression that says that you can catch more flies with honey than you can with vinegar. My old folks, while I was growing up, they used to tell me a hi and a bye doesn't cost you anything. A smile costs you nothing. And we know that a smile is from sadaqah. Okay? I will tell you, ikhwan wa akhawat, you can go so much further with a smile in the lands of the Gulf, in the lands of the Arabs. A smile doesn't mean you're gullible. It doesn't mean you're soft. It doesn't mean you're slow-witted. It doesn't mean that you are, you know, gullible or anything like that. But you know how to meet people. And sometimes a smile can be very disarming. And I have, unfortunately, the bad habit that I don't smile a lot. And so when people meet me, they really think I'm a rough, tough kind of guy because I don't smile. You know, and it's part of my upbringing. You know, I'm from a place where, you know, too much smiling might get you in a world of trouble, okay? But when you go in another culture, smiling is the way things are done. And you can be firm and smile. You can be very definite in what you want, what you're going to tolerate, what you'll accept, what you won't accept, and smile while you're doing it. It doesn't mean anything. Or you can get what you want. That's your honey. You're wearing your honey on your face. You go into the market. How much is the short set? The pants and how much is the coat? The coat is 200 riyal. Now, some of us, we will do the opposite of what I'm talking about today, and this can have a very negative blowback. So some people think that if you get rough and tough and gritty and, you know, loud and all this, that it's going to make the person somehow feel afraid. And then they'll just give you the discount. Okay. It's not like that. He may do that just to get you out the store. Okay. He may do that because you really, what's wrong with him? We doing business in here and he yelling and screaming. What? I could go down the street and get it for this and that. They said they charge me over there. And what? Nobody wants to deal with people like that. Even if you're talking on the phone. Even in our countries, you don't call the phone company. Why are you charging me this money? You guys are robbing me. You're gonna. I noticed something on my bill that there seems to be a discrepancy on my bill. Yeah, I'm normally paid this amount of money, but I'm seeing another charge here. Can you explain that to me? Come on, man. Use your head. Everything is not rough and gruff. You can't shout and bark at everybody for what you want. That's not how things are done. Okay. And the person, switching back to this, to the situation when you go overseas, they may actually give you what you want, but you got to consider a couple of things. Number one, they may give it to you, but they can't stand you now. They can't stand you now. But they're never going to turn your business away. So when you come into the store, they're going to still do business with you, and they're still smiling even though you're not. Or they're going to give it to you because they just don't want to deal with you anymore. Just give them what he wants, let them go. But if you smile, you'll get more than what you came in for. How many times has that happened? You go in, the code is 200 real. You say, hey, come on, man, 200 real. Okay. And don't do what a lot of people do. They'll try and pick, be nitpicky and find defect. Well, there's a thread. I've actually seen there's a thread here, there's a wrinkle over here, and trying to find some kind of defect to justify lowering the price. No, don't do that. You don't need to do that. I think 200 real. I mean, it's a nice coat. I don't have 200 real. And I've learned something, that cash is king. So I'm going to pull out my pocket. Listen, I got 175. Go ahead and bag it for me, man. Just assume the sale, as we used to call it. Assume the sale. Listen, I got 175. I'm gonna give you 175, Abdullah, okay? And just go ahead and bag it for me, man. I want the blue one on the top rack right there. Can you reach it? Okay. Assume the sale. I'm sorry, I can't do that, because the manager, blah, 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 blah. All right, come on, Abdullah, work with me. Work with me here. What can you do? I got 100. I got another 5. I got 108. That's all I can do. Okay, my friend, I will give it to you. And then here's what happens sometimes. Sometimes they bagging up the coat, right? They getting your merchandise ready, and then you hand them 180, and he give you back 10. So you got it for 170, just because you were nice. Why? They get these people in these stores. I'm talking about in the aswak. I'm not talking about in the grocery stores. I'm not talking about in the shopping malls. Certain stores in the malls, there is no negotiation. The price it's what you see is what you get. But in places where negotiating is, let me check something here. In a place where negotiating is very common, they get yelling and screaming from the local people all the time. Mostly from the men. I have seen women, wow. I have seen women with the art of negotiating like you would not believe. And then what happens from that is that now they remember you. He's a really nice guy, he's from America, he's from Britain, he's from this really nice brother, mashallah, especially if they're Muslims, or if they're not Muslims. And so you're painting a picture of Islam, okay? You come back into the store. Hello, my friend, how are you? Yes. You come back for another coat. Now this time I want to get some shoes. I like the boots over there. Okay, my friend, how much are the boots? How much the boots? My friend, for you, 250 dinar. 250 dinar? I have 250 dinar. Okay, my friend, I will give you a discount. Okay, how much discount? He's not gonna give you more than 5 or 10%. I'll give it to you for 225. I don't have 225. Okay, I tell you what, I got 215, maybe 220 if I get a friend of mine. I'll give you 215. No, this is too much, my friend, because the manager, the supervisor, and we are not making any money. These are the kinds of excuses you will hear, and some of them are very legit, and some of them are just not. It's just the way they do business, okay? You're going to negotiate. And don't be afraid to walk away. You don't have to say, well, fine, then you keep it, then I don't want it. Just say, you know what, then, maybe I'll come back later on or something like that. Now, what that move does, it represents money walking out the door. So he told you 225. You said 250. My friend, okay. I'll give it to you for 220. 220 last. All right, bag it up, man. Smiling the whole time. Take it easy, Abdullah. Take it easy. In some places, you can't do that. The price is stamped on there. That's the price you pay. You can jump up and down. You're just going to make people not like you. You're going to make people remember you in a negative way. So every time they see you coming, no one wants to serve you. Here comes the loud American again. He comes in here all the time, yelling and screaming. He always tries to find things wrong with the product. You're going to go buy a car, private owner. Oh, you got a scratch here, you got a dent here, you got the this and that. And you should point out some, material defects, not, the little scratch on the side. So you want to knock off 100 real? Come on, but you become a person who's known for being difficult to work with. And so sometimes people will say, you know what? Don't worry about it. Keep your money. I change my mind. I'm not going to sell the car to you. No, I got the money. You know what? I'm just saying, no, that's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Maybe you'll find a car or you'll find an item that matches what you want. So now you have turned, a situation and experience sour. A smile goes a long way. A long way. You see somebody, you all know the psychology of smiles. Sometimes a person is just having an awful day. I mean, just awful. You see them walking in the hallway. So now, alaikum Abdullah. What do you think? Oh, alaikum, how are you? Everything all right? You all right? You good? Just a smile. And then that person may come to you later on. It happens. Person, I had a really bad morning. My kids were late. I got here late. I had a little bit of an accident. My wife was yelling at me this morning. But when I saw you and I started smiling, you smiled at me. I felt like better. I don't know why I felt better, but I just felt better. So, Jazaakallaahu khaira for that. You don't know whose day you'll change from just smiling. But if you walk in, Assalamu alaikum. Yeah. Everything okay? Yeah, okay. You never smile. People don't see that from you. And then you wonder why you're not making friends. No one invited. You find out that everyone was invited to the function except for you. Now, you may convince yourself, I don't need that. No way. I didn't come over here for that. You got to understand you don't have the same type of infrastructure, social infrastructure that you had in your country. In your country, you can call up, the homies, your friends, people you went to school with, yo, what's cracking, man? Let's go get some tea. You call up the brothers from the mass, let's go down to this. You don't have that same kind of infrastructure now. You're on your own in every sense of the word. You get no assistance from anybody. It's to your advantage to network and make as many friends as you can. And of course, all friends aren't created equal. So you can't just befriend anybody because the guy might be, on some crazy stuff. Okay. And you don't know it. All right. So you have to pick your circle of friends carefully, but you're going to have to network with people. Okay. Otherwise, times like when the Eid comes along, being in a foreign country at the time of Eid can be a very lonely experience. Very lonely. How so, Abu Idris? It's Eid time. Everybody's happy. You go to the masjid, you pray, people are hugging everybody, and everybody's good to see each other, and everybody's laughing and shaking hands. Yeah, that's at the musalla. That's at the masjid. That's at the prayer area. That is kind of what goes with that. But then you go home, and if you're single, it's even worse, because you go home, your house is empty. Abdullah is going out with his family, and the Arabs like to split things like into threes, like in terms of how they do the celebration. So they may have like a day, if it's 3 days, they have a day for themselves, a day for the family, for their family, like their mothers and fathers and, relatives. And then they have a day like for their family, like the kids and the wife and like that, all of which you've not been included in. So you've alienated yourself because you don't come across as a very friendly or approachable person. Okay. And this is not about trying to get people to like you or anything like that. This is not trying to get you to, I'm not advising you to change yourself in some kind of way. I'm not saying that you should be somebody that you're not. I'm not saying that you should just be a faker or fake it till you make it or be a poser. I'm not saying any of that. But what I'm saying is you can get along a lot better. You will have a much more pleasurable experience if you can just, on occasion, just smile. Just smile. I'm doing more smile in this video than I've done in any of my videos. I need to smile more. I have to let people know if you need to approach me, it's okay. You can approach me. It's okay. You can come to me. You can talk to me. You can ask me a question, especially like before we leave our lands, right? We work in places with the kuffar. And they always see your faces so stern, so serious, so tight. But they really want to know about Islam because they like the way you carry yourself. They like the way you move and groove with the people. You're nice and polite and everything else. So they want to come to you, but you've always got that expression on your face. And it doesn't have to be like this expression, but it's just you're not approachable. They don't want to set you off. And you'll find many of them, they always preface their questions with, I want to ask you a question. I'm sorry, I don't want to offend you, but I just want, because they're afraid of the reaction they're going to get from you. If they see you smiling, not a lot. We're not walking around like some simpleton, just, what's wrong with him? He's just smiling. No, but we want to have a balance in which people can feel like, okay, he seems friendly enough. I think I could probably go and talk to him without any kind of negative situation. Maybe I can ask him a question here and there, because people watch you. People watch you and you don't realize they're watching you. You don't know they're watching you, but they're watching and they're looking and observing. Are you approachable? Are you a person that people can talk to? When I smile more, I get more interaction with people, which opens the door for me to get more dawah about Islam. For many kuffar have been like that, many of them. So the subtle art, the art of smiling will get you discounts. It will get you connections. Okay, you might have bought something from something really nice from a store. You really, really liked it, and because you were very pleasant and you're dealing from that initial reaction, you might look around the store and go, he's got some nice stuff in here. And you're thinking, okay, how can I turn this? How can I grab this and flip it and sell it and make some money? So now you get into a relationship. Listen, I want to do some business with you. I want to sell some of your products, to some of my friends. So now y'all start talking wholesale, bulk order items. You're doing business now because he had a pleasant interaction with you from the beginning. Okay. The subtle art of smiling, and combined with the subtle art of getting discounts, but really more the subtle art of smiling. Okay, so discounts, smiling, being nice, being pleasurable, being approachable, and making people feel comfortable around you. And again, it's going to give you a more pleasant experience everywhere you go. Okay, so this is just some advice from me, your brother, Abu Idris. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. أقول قولي هذا واستغفر الله لي ولكم والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.